T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Well, hello. It is none other than Nickie Booshie. I am here. Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. And I am so excited because this is one of our first post shows of the year, Monday Night Raw. And we really got a lot to uncover tonight. I'm so excited. Normally on Monday nights, I'm going to be joined with none other than Leslie, but she could not make it today. Unfortunately, she's having such a good time in Mexico. And if you're out there listening, I hope you have a great trip. I started off my day and I really thought that I was going to have to do this by myself, but then I remembered I have a tag partner. None other than my tag partner, one half of the Salt Shakers.
Hello.
Then the beautiful Santana. What are you doing? How'd you get in the studio? They let you in?
I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like I got the keys to the door. They just let me in. They was like, you know what, Santana, I heard you got to be in the building. So it was like, I'm gonna let you slide through the door right quick, get past security. They had to check my ID.
Yikes. Editor-in-chief, none other.
You heard?
Tell the people. I mean, the Salt Shakers, we haven't been together in a while. So
we really haven't. It's honestly been a minute since
it has.
You know, we've had other people around, but just to see us two again, it's great.
I'm ecstatic. Honestly, I'm surprised. I'm overwhelmed. I don't really know what to do besides let's get into the recap of Monday Night Raw. I mean, so much to uncover. Honestly, I mean, this is women's wrestling, so we're gonna start with the men, kind of get them out the way. That way, we can focus on a little more importance to this show. So, of course, we end with the victory of Bobby Lashley. I mean, a lot of us called it. A lot of us saw it. Santana, I mean, what are your thoughts?
I mean, despite, you know, what happened with the Big E at day one, I've honestly have been wanting to get this Brock and Bobby feud happening for a very, very long time. So to finally have them actually listen to people who have been requesting this match, requesting this feud, and knowing how much this means to Bobby is everything. So I'm really excited to see this feud at the Royal Rumble. Like, if you're not at the Royal Rumble, then what you doing? Because this is about to be a match.
It is
a match here.
It is, and that match will take place at Royal Rumble against none other than who became victorious at day one, and also became pretty victorious tonight when we saw the surprise return of his alliance with Paul Heyman. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, I must say, like, when the lights went out, and I thought something big was going to happen. And it ended up being Paul Heyman, which, I mean, we knew all along. They were in works with each other. He really didn't get fired. I mean, he did, but I mean, this was his way of crawling right back up under where he never left, which was being the advocate for Brock Lesnar. And so to have him open the show, giving us everything that we normally already see, but with a babyface Brock, it makes this even better than what it is. So it's like, well, what does Roman have to say, you know, when he comes back? to see that the guy who was an advocate for him finally maybe not be so confident in what he normally usually did,
I mean, there's so many questions. What happens to the bloodline? What happens to Roman? What happens to everything? I think it's one of my favorite moments of the night, seeing Paul and Brock in the ring together. I loved it. We also had a lot of other things go on with the men. We saw Almost go over on AJ. We also saw Ray and Dominic announce that they will be entering into the Royal Rumble. And then we also saw Damian Priest retain in a pretty stellar match between Ziggler. Any thoughts on that? Were you excited to see your boy Damian Priest retain that title there?
I'm always here for Damian Priest. Always. He's one of my guys on my list, if you know about the list. So I mean, there was a moment where he almost, switched to Damian, and Damian almost came out, but he kind of kept it together, and he finished the match strong. Him and Ziggler did a phenomenal job tonight with Dominic and Ray, solidified himself as a slot in the Royal Rumble. I know for a fact that, I think it's going to be great. And even the Street Profits, like they in the Rumble too, so I'm ready to see what this Rumble really has in store.
And speaking of tag teams, we saw a lot of tag team action in the men tonight. We also saw the Alpha Academy go over RK Bro, which kind of puts them in the league and the running for tag team titles at this point. But enough about the men. Let's get on to the women. I want to start off with one of my favorites, who has really carried the 24/7 championship, and that's none other than Dana Brooke. She did retain her title tonight with the help of Reggie in a mixed tag. What did you think about that? Did you like the mix up? Did you like the fact that Dana is carrying on this? Or do you think that Reggie might ruin this for Dana?
I don't know. I mean, Reggie has been known for hopping around like a little bunny. And so with Dana, honestly, I would have to say that since Dana has won that title, this is the most that I've really seen her on TV. She is no longer considered to be the overlooked woman in WWE. Like she's a champion now. She's carrying that title really, really well, even though they're doing these intergender matches and whatnot. I think it's pretty cool to see the mixed tags, because we really haven't seen mixed tag matches in a very, very long time. So to see, her team up with Reggie and Tamina and Tozawa, which is a oddly pair, I think it's pretty interesting. Maybe Reggie, I don't know, Reggie, Dana can't get too close to Reggie, what I'm saying? He may, I don't know, dress up as a woman one day and pin her and take the title.
Now that would be hilarious. Like, I like how they're kind of a tag in a sense. I love the whole mixed tag thing. Congratulations again to Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
But it does lead to something that's really unraveling very weirdly. And it was also just announced tonight as well that we will be seeing this match at Royal Rumble. And I know you have a lot of thoughts on this. So, and I'm just gonna say this, and I've said this before. Miz and Maurice, when it comes to couples, they're the standard. Okay, they're my favorite, and I love them, and I love what's going on with this. But I want to know what you think. How do you think this is gonna play out as we're on the road to WrestleMania and road to Royal Rumble too?
I honestly think that with this whole, another mixed tag couple versus couple, I feel like there is nobody who can have a couple versus couple match that does not include Miz and Maurice. They're the only two. They're literally the only pair that I can think of when it comes to having these tag couple matches and whatnot. And it's honestly going to be interesting to finally see how Edge and Beth work together. Mind you, I never even knew they were married. I never knew they were dating, had anything going on at all whatsoever until the Hall of Fame came around. I was like, oh, they're together. I did not know that. So it's really interesting to have seen them came out together tonight as the Grit couple, whatever. So I think that once a Royal Rumble it'll end, maybe we may see, hopefully I would love to see Beth and Maurice, back in the ring. I hope that we get a match between those two before Royal Rumble, some kind of way. Because it seems like the men have been fighting. Let's see if Maurice and Beth Phoenix still got it,
I really love that point, and it's very important because they have hustled and tussled in the ring. They've been in the same eras in a lot of the matches, and what's very interesting to see is Beth Phoenix. We haven't seen her consistently in the ring as a competitor in a very long time. Maurice, the same. I literally just watched the match between Miz and Maurice versus Brie and Bryan Danielson last night, and I could feel the way that Miz protects Maurice character-wise when it comes to getting in the ring. I don't want that this time. What I really want is for them to be able to lock up, have their singles matches. Moving forward, I don't know where this is going. I will say this. I do have an issue, and I've been very vocal about this before with the whole mixed tag thing, and this is a little different. This is I really like, because it doesn't interrupt in anyone going for a title. It doesn't interrupt in anyone getting a feud or anything like that. Right. So I really like it. Anything else with old Edge and Beth and Miz and Maurice?
I mean, like I said, I'm really here for it. I like to see Miz and Maurice on screen together. I was ecstatic when Maurice popped back up. Normally, majority of the time she pops up, it's always when they're about to drop a new season of their show, which you can always catch on USA networks. But I'm always excited to see them too. And I mean, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how Beth and Edge work together, and see them as a couple, on screen wise, and whatnot. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. And to be honest, I don't want to keep talking about tag teams all night. But listen, listen, you can't have Monday and you can't have Mondays without a little bit of Mella. Okay. They did retain successfully Carmella and Queen Zelena over Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley. And what was very, very, very interesting to see was what happened at the end of the match. And it seemed like we're getting down a spiral that's really getting out of control. I just want to, shout out to Mella. Mella is Monday. Shout out to the Wrestling Classic. Let's not forget. But, I mean, of course, this is a good retain, because I honestly feel like the Carmella and Queen Zelena right now in this moment are the best tag that WWE has in the women's division. They have character, they have spunk, and you know what? They also have accolades. That's nice. They have Zelena and Carmella are both huge talkers, great characters, great ability in the ring, and it really works. With Rhea and Nikki, and I've been very vocal about this as well, tag team action is holding Rhea back. This character with Nikki is holding Nikki back. And I think that maybe we're going to finally see the demise of this weird nightmare superhero group that I just feel like never worked. They had one good night. How do you, what do you feel?
Honestly, I never, when I kind of saw them after the whole Triple Threat thing matched with, Charlotte and whatnot, and seeing them kind of pair for the first night, I was like, okay, maybe it's just a one night thing. But when they kind of continued and they ended up winning the tag titles and whatnot, I was like, okay. But now it's starting to feel as if like Nikki could be really holding Rhea back. Although, it looks like they're having a lot of fun, but constantly losing every week, Nikki being the one to lose the tag matches for them, it can be frustrating, because it's like, girl, you were just a Raw Women's Champion. You had to change your whole gimmick to become a champion. You held the NXT title before. You were with Sanity. You were this crazy loony being running and probably scaring the heck out of people when you ran or whatever. And just to see you become this kid-like superhero gimmick that's not really working anymore. It was fun. It
Then
was cool
Nikki,
for the kids.
I don't think Nikki was ever NXT champion, was she?
Um.
I was holding this for Rhea.
Oh, child, you don't be doing me like that now.
I'm sorry. I really thought you were talking about Rhea.
No, I'm talking about Nikki. Nikki, pay attention, Nikki.
And to the point, that's what I mean. You see exactly there. It's not working. The character's not working with Ash.
It's not. I mean, Corey Graves was pretty hard on Nikki tonight. I mean, he went hard on her than he did Dana Brooke. And I mean, he was just thrashing that girl. Like, he was ripping her apart. Like, I just feel like maybe what if they don't break up, and maybe Rhea can slap some sense into Nikki and Nikki go back to this dark character that she used to be. I would love that.
I would love that too, and I like it. And I honestly, once again, this is what Rhea needs to go back and realize what she did when she was holding this and what she was doing. I think, and of course, it's not their fault. No one's blaming them. There's just a disconnect. And it kind of leads into some disconnect we saw at day one. I honestly feel like we've been talking about, personally, me and you, and with other people that we mingle with on Clubhouse. I think we've been talking about this for almost half last year, but we have to talk about it. Listen, shout out to the 4, okay? Shout out to Becky for retaining her title at day 1. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for Monday Night Raw. And you know what Monday Night Raw gave us? Possibly a three-peat, I like to call it. Because all of these women are pretty familiar with each other. I wasn't expecting Liv to come out. I'm going to put it out there. I was expecting it to just be a showdown between Bianca and Becky. Let the big dogs talk. But we had Liv. And so, with that being said, we also had Doudrop. And so now we have this triple threat match for Bianca, Liv, and Doudrop.
I mean, for me, like when we did talk about it earlier on Clubhouse, I told you, I was like, Becky's gonna come out and Liv is gonna demand to get a rematch because she deserves it, and that is, and I was so close to win it, and she came out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, when Bianca had said what she said on the bump Saturday about, good luck, Liv, but I want to be the one to dethrone Becky Lynch from that title. And honestly, I feel like she should. No shade to Liv. I'm not the biggest Liv fan, but I'm always pretty neutral when it comes to a lot of things, more so than others. Others drag that girl through the dirt. And me, I'm just like,
Put a headshot on it, Santana.
Huh?
Put a headshot on it.
You, Amika, Justin, Jamari, everybody. I'm calling your names out. Y'all know where to find me. Y'all all can fight me. You already know. I'm gonna say your name. I ain't gonna hide. I know who said it. But I mean, honestly, with this triple threat, I mean, the only person that Becky hasn't ran across is Doudrop. She's the only one that Becky hasn't ran across or ran up against, honestly, truly. And so, I mean, if they're gonna be gunning for Bianca and Becky to face at WrestleMania, I don't think Bianca. There's got to be another way that Bianca gets into this match with Becky and for WrestleMania wise, because this match is going to be for the Royal Rumble. What happens between that time there?
Honestly, and I think that's a very good point. I'm not afraid to say that I've been very vocal on the lack thereof of Liv Morgan. I think and it's always been my issue, whining and crying and pleading and begging doesn't win championships as a character. Building character development does. However, it's not about Liv anymore. You know who it is about? It's about the year, once again, Bianca Belair. I just want to say that outfit, and I'll plug looks of the week and turnbuckle glam really quick. But listen, let's go back to that look, okay?
It was fire. She looks good.
She looks good.
Bianca never misses when it comes to her gear. Like I said, I'm always excited to see what Bianca Belair is wearing when she comes out every week. Whether she just cutting a promo or she's having a match, I'm always excited to see her in the ring or just come out. Period. If we go like to Doudrop, you know how she just like, you know, everybody is just, you know, getting all these opportunities, want to see new women and whatnot. So like she wants to get herself in, and Sonya Deville. She's not talking about giving land of the doggone opportunities when she can't even. Girl,
wake it up. Girl. Listen, wake it up.
We're gonna say that somewhere else.
We're gonna say that for another. Check out We Ride for Naomi merch. Available now exclusively on Women's Wrestling Talk. Link in the Instagram bio. Follow us on Twitter. Real quick plug. But listen, I gotta ask, because it wouldn't be me if I asked. I already know who you got next week. You know what I'm saying? I already know who you're going with, but I gotta hear it from you, and I gotta hear it in a way that no one on this planet gives Bianca that saucy salt shaker that we need. So I just want to know, like, who you got next week, son?
I'm sorry, there's people upstairs stomping the yard again if you can't hear them. But as always, how can you bet against the quickest, the roughest, the toughest, the strongest, the fastest, the best? Like the girl, foundation, like captain, CEO. She go here now. Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE. Like, how can the SB winner? Like, how can you not go? How can you bet against this woman? Like, she had a hell of a year, 2021. 2022, Bianca, she's gonna be a little bit different. She's on, like, last year, she was like, she was, you know, still getting her feet wet, learning little things about, you know, the 4 horsewomen, the women that she was dealing with. But right now, she ready. She was ready last year, but this year, this is a whole different Bianca that we're about to witness and we're about to see. We could have a repeat at the Royal Rumble. I'm hoping for it. I would love to see it.
I'm hoping for it too. No matter what, you know, I'm always gonna root for the 4, no matter what. But I will say this match next week is gonna be good. The only reason why I'm going with Doudrop is because I feel like WWE is looking for a filler match. If they hold off, I won't be upset with Bianca taking the back seat right now once again, because she said it tonight. She said she had to get out the way.
She let everybody get their little opportunity.
She took a Nicki line. She said, I gave time, and he's still mad, and you're still losing. There's no shot, no shade, no pun intended. But Bianca's here. But I do think that next week will be interesting. Well, also
interesting.
Yeah. No, most definitely. And it's even going to be even more interesting, Santana, because now
let her in.
We are on the journey of Alexa Bliss back to Raw. And you know me.
We love you with the Bliss.
You know me. I don't have my hoodie on today because it's Mellow Mondays. I gotta represent Carmella, you know. But Bliss is going to be a key component in possibly what happens Monday, what happens the Monday after that, what happens to Royal Rumble, what happens going forward to WrestleMania. So I want to know. I really want to know. How do you think that Bliss, what's next? Like,
honestly, you know, it's been a minute. We haven't seen her since Extreme Rules, and we lost Lily. R.I.P. to Lily. It's such a sad moment. Y'all just don't understand. Like, Lily was a huge part of 2021, and I don't even think y'all understand how Lily is about to come alive. Okay, Lily is about to be somebody. Lily is about to be somebody. Okay, whoever she about to be, she might be closer than we think. And I mean, I'm pretty excited to see this journey. Oh Lord, I'm such an actress. I mean, I'm really honestly, truly. I would say I've never been like the biggest Alexa Bliss fan, but I've always liked watching her in the ring or when she'll come out and whatnot. And honestly, I would have to say that I'm excited to see how this journey goes. I know that a lot of us have thought about her maybe abducting Liv, or something, and turning Liv, into Lily and controlling her and whatnot. We don't know if she's still going to continue with this gimmick that she left off with, or if she's going to be working on a new gimmick or something, or could she be going back to maybe she be playing like two different sides of the field and whatnot. We really don't know exactly what this journey for Alexa Bliss is going to be like. Will we have a playground? Will it be a bigger playground?
Wow, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. I will say this, and on the record, if Bliss helps Liv get a title, that would be beautiful, because we all know at the end of the day, she'll lose it to Bliss probably. That's just how the writing's on the wall.
Yep.
And it's really exciting because I know for a while it was really stale with the women on specifically Raw. And this brand switch up has really brought us a lot of different things. And as I watched Raw tonight, I really am excited for the way that they are carrying on. And we covered pretty much all of it. I really wanted to end with Bliss because I thought it was a good opportunity for people really to realize like her dominance and how long Bliss has really remained. And I've said this over and over again. She's going to have one of the biggest returns in any promotion by any person in 2022. Real quick before we leave, I just want to give a shout out. Of course, tomorrow an NXT Triple Threat match, NXT Women's Championship between none other than your champion currently, Mandy Rose, Corey Jade, and former NXT Women's Champion, Raquel Gonzalez. Santana, predictions.
Well, Mandasha Rose is gonna lose.
Wow.
I feel like Toxic Attraction is poisonous to the NXT Women's Division.
Wow.
And they might as well go ahead and get some type of vaccine and boost everybody up and get their ass out of here. Because I'm sick of it.
Wow.
So I honestly, Cora Jade, she beat Mandy. She beat her, and it's like, with Raquel, she lost the match with Mandy and whatnot. But honestly, I feel like with someone who is like, a rookie in this with being Cora Jade, she had a pretty interesting year last year. So to start the year off, maybe capturing that title, it could kind of let us know the direction that NXT 2.0 would be going into if she beats both of them. But with Raquel, could we see another Dakota coming in out of nowhere to ruin that moment for Raquel? Could that feud be done? That could Dakota be, looking for flies in the air as she walked past the ring or something? Who really knows what could take place? And I just feel like if Raquel does beat, the both of them, I don't think it will hurt Cora Jade, but it will hurt Mandasha Rose, because we're going to still be trying to figure out, okay, if she lose that title, then that means somewhere down the line, Toxic Attraction could be no more, and Gigi and JC could either turn on Mandy, or Mandy could turn on them and leave them for dust, and then they lose their title and whatnot.
Whew, that was a mouthful. I'm just going to say this. I don't bet against Raquel Gonzalez. I've learned my lesson. When it comes to this right here, she going to fight for that. And it just is what it is. I think Raquel Gonzalez, no matter win or loss, she has both of these women's numbers. And then the way I say that is because there's still something left with Mandy and Raquel, and she's taking Cora Jade under her wing. And that's what's scary. Because it doesn't matter how you're infected in these people's lives, you're there. And it doesn't matter how much you're, the good or the bad with them, you're still amongst them in the ring. She has a lot going on with Dakota. That kind of hurt my heart when you said that, because everybody knows Dakota is very near and dear to my heart, and I have hopes, and I'm putting it out there already. Dakota Kai, Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. I honestly hope it. Sasha.
Or could it be Raquel? If Raquel loses, could she be bumped up to the main roster and end up being Charlotte's next opponent? Because right now, Charlotte doesn't really have any opponents right now.
Well, look, you did it. I'm just going to say this. This is Monday Night Raw. I wasn't going to bring the queen the 13th time, but 2 times champion and the most decorated woman.
You brought it up because you said you wanted to see Raquel.
I did.
To see Dakota and Charlotte. I'm just saying, what if Raquel doesn't win and she ends up going up to the main roster?
Yeah. It's crazy because I do see Raquel and Charlotte, and I do see Dakota and Sasha, and I do also see them swapping places in a sense. But since we're here in Charlotte, of course, you guys, if you guys love the pro show tonight, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Also, make sure you guys check out the post show with none other than my tag team partner, Santana and Stephanie, our very own. They will be covering SmackDown and Rampage after show this Friday. Any last thoughts? Do you have anything?
Doing 2 shows in a week.
Oh,
I'll wait.
Oh,
stop playing with me.
Oh,
well, technically 3. If we're being honest, but who's counting? Not me.
Get in your bag. Hey, I ain't got nothing to contest. I'm
the bag.
You are the bag. I'm the wallet. What's good?
You the coin change?
Listen, tell these folks where they can find you at so we can get up out of here.
Honestly, truly, if you just type in Drian Santana, you will find me. I'm not gonna give out my social because just type in Drian Santana. That's where you'll find me.
Google me, baby. You better ask somebody. Y'all already know.
Google me.
Y'all can definitely Google Santana. She's definitely gonna pop up. She has a lot of stuff. She's really, and I know we like to laugh and we like to joke, but she's brought so much to the writer's room as our editor-in-chief and brought so much to the table with everything. And she's so, I've been around her for almost a year now, and I've learned so much, and I've enjoyed every chance I get. I know she's filling in this week, so I tried to enjoy it as much as I can. But you guys can catch me, senior writer and host on none other than Women's Wrestling Talk. Check out my Impact recaps. Follow me on Nickie Booshie. It's everything. And we taking over. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe, like everything, all of it. Until next time, just don't forget, we're the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
You heard?
You heard?
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.